ABC15 takes great pride in honoring our local military veterans who continue to give back to the community. And thanks to our great partner, Sanderson Ford, we continue our ABC15 Sanderson Salutes Arizona Veterans campaign. Our next honoree is Samantha Bedore, specialist in the U.S. Army. During her 4 years of service, Samantha received numerous awards, including an Air Assault Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and a Global War on Terrorism Medal, just to name a few. But while serving our country was something that Samantha wanted to do even as a child, she had no idea that she would meet her soulmate and find her passion for her life's work in helping veterans heal.
After September 11th, I know it sounds cheesy because everyone kind of says they wanted to help in some way, but you know, I remember sitting in my classroom on the floor watching the TV and I wanted to make a difference. I graduated high school when I was 16 years old and I tried to enlist in the Army, and you're not allowed to. So I had to wait till I was 17 to join, and I did. I did logistics, I did supply. I'm kind of the lady that helps you get anything that you need while you're doing anything you're doing, from uniforms to equipment. I had a fracture in my hip and I kind of just ignored it and pretended like there was nothing wrong. I thought I pulled a muscle until I went to take a PT test, and when I pushed off, I collapsed to the ground. And they rushed me to the hospital and they found out I was a step away from needing a hip replacement. And I was first assigned somewhere else in Fort Bragg, and after the transition for my injuries, I ended up getting stationed somewhere else. But lo and behold, I still was deploying to Iraq. I always expected to serve. I wasn't like taken off guard that I was doing it. I think I was more nervous I wouldn't be able to protect myself. But they do, you do your test and you get asked a series of questions if you feel you're safe to be able to deploy and whatnot. And of course I would say yes. Probably even if I wasn't, that's what you train and you do. That's where I met Jason for the first time. He did logistics, like he was also doing missions. He was in Mosul, Iraq, and his vehicle was hit by an explosive. Not immediately after the explosive did he leave for his injuries. It was later. He tried to act like nothing had happened and nothing was wrong, and I think later on that's when he started to realize actually there's something is wrong. You know, he wasn't able to perform or do the things he was once doing. He was having a hard time running, just keeping up with his soldiers. So we were both in the same combat unit, and he was transitioned into their Warrior Transition Battalion at Fort Bliss, Texas. And I still stayed in my unit, and from there he was transitioned to an R&R center, and it's where you receive therapy throughout the day. And so every second I could get away, I would just go and visit him and see what he's doing and see how I could help him. That became my second job away from my job. The person I had fallen in love with needed my help. It wasn't a burden to me at all. It was just something I had to do. So I didn't really think of it as something that was more stressful. I just wanted to see him get better. I don't know, it was just inspiring to me to see his recovery, and I knew there was nothing else I wanted to do in this world than help people the way my husband was being helped. My heart's desire is to treat our service members that have been injured in combat, and I would love to be able to be that person, to be there with someone when they're at their worst saying, we're gonna get through this. I would like to see that in physical therapy we implement, physical therapy care before opioid prescriptions are a long-term effect for people. And instead of masking people's pain, have them see a person to address their pain. On my first clinical rotation, it's so rewarding helping people. It's just like, it's almost selfish of me as I help people. If that sounds funny, like it's so fulfilling to me. Just seeing people get better and watching them through their process of being their worst and their best. It's like almost unfair I have such a great job. I love it. I feel very fortunate and lucky.
And so do we, and we are honored to welcome Samantha Bedore to our studio this morning. And first of all, Samantha, thank you for your service.
Yes, of course.
I have to know, how is Jason doing?
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Good, good. You were watching this piece here, and you were getting a little emotional about that, and still looking back at everything that you went through together. how does that make you feel today?
It's amazing to see what you can overcome when you believe in somebody.
Yeah.
So and I think a lot of people don't have that. So I think it's important that we reach out when someone needs help, because it's endless, the possibilities when you believe in somebody.
Well, I know if I were out there, I would want you on my side and in my corner. And you know, through that piece, you were in combat, you were in Iraq, you were in precarious situations. But if you noticed, every photo you have a smile on your face. You were just happy to be there.
Yeah.
But this photo, not this one in particular, but the one, this is a story I'm going to share with you that you shared with me. When you take, you know, that initial picture when you're first, you know, coming out of boot camp and you're supposed to be really serious. Tell me what your drill instructor said to you.
Well, I had a problem with smiling, and they made me do push-ups every time I smiled, so I got really good at push-ups. But your ID photo, it's this square, and the brim of his drill sergeant hat is right off the corner, and he's yelling at me not to smile. So I look scared for my life in that first photo in the military.
Well, continue smiling, and I hope this makes you smile even more. On behalf of our partners at Sanderson Ford and here at ABC15, we salute you, and we are honored and thankful for your service and for your continued support to our veteran community.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. And we'll be right back.